Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Tiger and welcome to Nerdcraft SMP Season 6, Episode 7. And we are standing here currently on top of my base, an area which I didn't want to show that much in the videos anymore because I wanted to mainly work on these in live streams. However, currently I'm not making any live streams, so yeah, I might add some of the work up here to my episodes. Maybe I'm also working on them completely off camera. I'm not really sure about that. But yeah, let's get back to where I want to work this episode. Last episode I was working on the Nether Hub. So right now I want to get back to my base, and especially then that's the reason why we're up here. I want to give you an overview of this area down there, which I want to work on in this episode. And there is a lot to do. I mean, I wanted to make some proper support beams for the planks or bridges or whatever you want to call it, for the walkways in between the houses. I want to make some pillars that reach down into the ocean, to the bottom of the ocean, so that these are properly supported. I also wanted to cover up the farms that I've built down there. I'm not really sure yet how I want to cover up the resin farm, so that might get a little bit tricky. I have a pretty good idea on what I want to do with the sheep farm, and I also want to add some more buildings down there. So I want to add one building in this area, and maybe I want to get out from the sheep farm into the northern direction over there. And I also want to go down here and connect the creeper farm over there to my network of walkways. And I also want to cover up the creeper farm. I have an idea on how I want to do that, but that might be a really good amount of work, so I'm not sure if I want to tackle it this episode. That might be a thing for a later episode. But yeah, for now, I want to make some more walkways here. So yeah, I need some resources for that. I need spruce, and I also need a good amount of oak. Technically, I would also need deep slate, but I'm pretty sure that I still have that in my storage. And yeah, so I think I'll get the oak by clearing out the forest over there. I wanted to do that anyways, but for spruce I need to find a place where I want to build some big spruce trees, because I don't really like the idea of having a ton of potsoil on top of my base. But yeah, that's the thing that I want to do now. So let's get into a quick resource gathering montage. And yeah, let's get some resources here. Let's go. Now, while we're decimating the forest down there, I have a quick announcement. I have mentioned in the intro that I currently don't do any Minecraft live streams, and the reason for that is also what is now triggering another change. You might know that I'm mainly a German-speaking streamer, and I added the English Minecraft content mainly because I'm playing on Nerdcraft, which of course is an international server. However, I did notice that many people don't really like me speaking two different languages on the same channel, and that's why I decided to open up a new channel, Mr. Tiger MC, for the Minecraft content. On that channel I will purely speak English, and I will also transition the Nerdcraft project over to that channel. This video is uploaded as a collab between my current channel and the new one, but in the future I will upload my Minecraft content only to the new channel. So if you want to follow my Minecraft content, please subscribe to Mr. Tiger MC. Thank you in advance, and also thank you for the support up to now. So that gives me a good amount of more materials. I don't know if that's enough, but that we will see later. For now, I think I have a good amount of materials to work further on my planks here. And before I start with that, I have one more thing to do. You see, there is now something behind me, and this one needs to go. Yeah, the resin farm, I don't want to have it on top of the ocean anymore. I want to bury it down somewhere, so it needs to go. And yeah, I could, you know, do another time lapse of turning it down and, well, building it up at another point, but I think I have a little bit of a better idea. So you might have noticed, and well, I have noticed, that I quite often use these like camera spins while I'm talking to you guys. And actually that's something really interesting, because these camera rotations also have a little bit of a magical property, I would say. Because at some point, if you do them long enough, it happens that the farm suddenly vanishes. Yes. Now we have the farm completely here in the shulker boxes, ready to take it into the storage for now, and then later on to another point in my base. I don't know where to, but I will gladly take it. Anyways, we now have gotten rid of this farm right here, so we now can also make a bit of a bridge here and make another house here. And yeah, speaking about houses, I want to make a house for this one. I want to add another one going out from there. Maybe not just one, maybe two. I'm not sure about it yet. I want to make one house here. And I also want to make one building over there. And yeah, that's so far as I have planned it. I also want to make the bridge going out in this direction over to the creeper farm. That's also one thing that I want to do. And yeah, so that's the plan for now. And yeah, I would say I'll just start with building up the planks and also reinforcing the planks so that we have some proper bridges here, so that this whole part on the ocean here looks a little bit better. So yeah, let's go. So there we have it, a little bit of fortifying for all the bridges. Of course, there are the platforms behind the ends of the bridges missing. Also, if we fly a little bit out, you would see that there is no connection to the creeper farm right now, but that is because I want to cover up the creeper farm with a giant rock formation, and I'm not really sure how I connect the bridge to the rock formation right now, so that's why I'm giving myself a little bit of space in between. And yeah, not being sure about something is a good point, because I'm not really sure on how I want to make these huts in here. I do have a bit of a idea how I want to make, the houses here. I want to make small houses, mainly of bamboo, maybe with a little bit of other sorts of wood types mixed in. I want to make wooden houses on there, and yeah, I need to experiment a little bit with it, and I'll see what I can come up with. So I will hand it over to the Mr. Tiger in the post commentary, and we will see what we can do. Well, okay, then I will take over from here and give you a summary of the next roughly 4 hours of a play session that I did. I started off with chopping some acacia wood, since I decided I wanted to mainly use that besides the bamboo, and the 11 logs that I had in my storage were not very likely to be enough. Luckily, with the fast leaf decay that we have on the server, I could stay in one single spot while gathering the wood, and combined with bone meal, even manual chopping was quite fast. Armed with my new acacia logs and an even bigger amount of bamboo, I went over to the sheep farm to finally give it a proper housing. I used the acacia logs for a simple frame, with bamboo logs making the main walls. For the roof, I switched over to bamboo planks, with a rather steep option, so that I could start lower to not make the building itself too tall. The combination of just bamboo and acacia is very simple, but I was actually surprised in how good a basic house pattern looks with it. Maybe I later can add more details, but for now it definitely looks better than the raw farm. While checking my build from different angles, I found a crafting table that I definitely did not place there myself. Who of the other nerds on the server was littering here? Anyways, I went back to the sheep farm and added the deep slate support pillars that I also already have on all the walkways over the water. I also added the lighting and the connection from the farm to the walkway. With that, the sheep farm was finished for now, so on to the next project. I wanted to move my chicken farm down to the ocean area of my base, since all the locations there are more stretched out compared to the area on the upper part. With the chickens being kinda noisy, it would be easier for my ears to have that farm on the ocean. So I decided I would build it in the place where the resin farm used to be. Since the size of the platform for this was depending on the size of the farm itself, I figured it would be better to hop on a creative superflat world in order to make a quick sketch for the farm. I had a rough idea about the functionalities that I wanted to include, but the sketch normally helps me getting a better idea of the necessary space needed. After finishing the sketch, I started building the platform. I built the base for the farm itself first and added the walkways around the soon-to-be house in order to get the full size of the platform. I then gathered the resources to build up the chicken farm itself. I will later give you a rundown of how this farm is used and all its functionalities, so for now you just get a couple of quick scenes. Like this one, where a wandering trader spawned in and immediately decided that he wanted to take a swim in the ocean. Or this scene a bit later, where Set1DT and their llamas introduced themselves to my downstairs neighbors. Sometimes it's just interesting to watch what unfolds in a Minecraft world without any players interfering. Anyways, after finishing most of the farm, I started building up the enclosing house. I used the same palette like the sheep farm. Bamboo with acacia beams and bamboo planks for the roof, but this time I used a different design for the roof. Also, sorry for all the chicken noise here. I got the first batch in right after finishing the walls, so that they soon could make some eggs and get my stock filled up. After finishing the roof and bringing in some lanterns, I just needed to add the usual support columns for the platform. Et voila, chicken farm finished. I was really satisfied with my work for now, but I still had more time left in the evening of the recording. So I continued playing for a bit, not planning on making any big changes. I started with preparing some flight rockets to stock up my shop in the shopping district. After heading over there, I first checked my other shops, since Heth mentioned that she bought a good amount of TNT, but as she told me, I was not out of stock yet. Yeah, I was sold out. That would be another 8 hours AFKing my creeper farm. I then restocked the rockets and went back to my base to remove the old chicken farm. After that, I quickly built up a small dirt to mud converter, which was originally designed by Ilmango, but I often use it in my worlds. I needed some mud for another project that I was doing on the server, but more from that later at the end of the video. After making some mud, I apparently got a bit of a designing spree for my underground parts. I spent almost another full hour on wall and floor designs in the underground part of my base. I could now list everything that I did here, but I guess I let the tiger from the actual recording session do the talking. Well, that's what I call a productive day. I actually didn't expect to be able to do this much. I just, started building a bit and got so much into the flow and got so many ideas that I want to do around the base that I just did them, and I got more and more ideas and I kept on building, and I have done a lot of small things and I've prepared also a lot of things for the future. Just like down there, you might see that I have a dripstone farm. I don't really need that much dripstone, however I need a little bit of pointed dripstone in particular, because over there behind me is now a mud converter, and I'm really a fan of getting mud from dirt, then using dripstone to convert the mud into clay, then smelting the clay to get terracotta, and then everything is open for normal terracotta, colored terracotta, glazed terracotta, and you can do a lot of stuff with it. And I think that I will do some decorations here also with glazed terracotta. At least I got that in my mind that I could do that, so it's better to prepare a little bit, and that's why I am now preparing a bit of pointed dripstone in order to get a bigger farm for the mud to clay converter, so that I get more clay. Yes, that's one thing, and then we have a lot of wall decorations that I did. Not everything, like the floor here is not done obviously. I've closed up the wall here, that looks a lot better now. I now have the mud converter, well, dirt to mud converter. Here in this point I don't really know what I want to do, maybe something like a stair, like transition into the bigger area here to get the ceiling down. Maybe I also just remove the ceiling, I don't know yet. I didn't have the idea, that's why I left it as it is. Same as here with the hub, but the nether entrance is now done with proper nether bricks and a little bit of netherrack. I think that looks so much better now. And yeah, then we have the entrance hall, that is also done. And yeah, then of course we have the one building that I originally planned to do for this building session. And the second building with the chicken farm. And yeah, the chicken farm is a little bit a special case because it not only has chicken, but I actually forgot to get something because I wanted to get to this brewing stand and get one of these potions here. Because this chicken farm is something that I really like nowadays to build, because this chicken farm not only gives me feathers and raw chicken for trading, but the chicken farm is also for me a proxy to get a good amount of slime. So what I have done here is I have my 2 chicken pens here, and these ones are wired so that I can open up the floor below it. And you see that there is a magma zone below that. I don't, sometimes do magma, sometimes do wither roses, depending on what I want to do. Normally when I do wither roses, I have a collection system with a hopper minecart below it. But yeah, for now I can just throw a splash potion of oozing in and just pull this lever. Then all the chickens fall down. And whoa, that's actually too much slime. So I have to be a little bit careful about that. Okay, good to know. Okay, so there was too much slime. There were too many chicken were dying down there. But now I can just go in here. Collect everything up. And with that you see that we not only have a good amount of eggs to fill up the chicken pen again, that's also why we have this chicken pen over here. These are the egg producers, and then we can just fill up these pens and use them to produce the feathers, the chicken and the slime. So yeah, we got basically a little bit over 4 stacks of slime balls out of that. And we basically paid 3 slime balls in order to make this happen, because with 1 block of slime, which is 9 slime balls, let me get a bit away from the chickens here. So with 1 stack of slime, 1 block of slime, sorry, which is 9 slime balls, you can get 3 oozing potions. So if you count it down, you have 3 slime balls that you have to pay for 1 round of slime chicken. And yeah, with that you can get about 4 stacks of slime out of it. If I didn't have the magma down there, if I had just a killing chamber with looting, I would get a little bit more, but for me I think it's enough. So yeah, that's a good thing to have. In my opinion, it's not as effective, of course, as a proper slime farm with a slime chunk, or if you go into the swamp and have a slime farm there. Of course, it's not as effective, but most of the time I'm not really using that much slime. So whenever I need some, I can get some, and I can also produce a little bit in advance of all the time, so that I normally have like 1 shulker of slime blocks, and that's enough to make everything. And if I take something out, then I can start producing again. It's really easy, and I really like this chicken farm as a proxy for a slime farm as well. But yeah, that was a really productive session, and my recording time says about 4 hours that I'm recording right now, including all the stuff that was summarized just now. And yeah, for me it's the end of the day. It's just past midnight, and normally that's the time for me to go to sleep. So yeah, it's quite fitting that it's getting night right now. So yeah, I think I'll hand it over to the Tiger of the next recording session. I don't know yet what he will do, but I think he can explain it when he is ready. So yeah, I'll get up here into my still really empty house, and yes, I would say from my perspective, good night everyone. Yes, and good morning everyone, and welcome back to the next session. Yeah, the Tiger from the last session just told me, yeah, just tell them what you want to do, what you're planning to do. And yes, you might already see it over there. I have a schematic loaded in that I have prepared in between the sessions. Yeah, basically there are two things that I want to tackle next, because I want to get the raw constructions of the lower part on the water here of the base. I want to get these done. So there are only two things left. One over there is the pumpkin farm. That is already loaded in as a schematic. I've prepared that one because while the, I would say, general concept of pumpkin farms is not really straightforward, but it's a concept that I personally do understand very well, and I do build without any tutorials anymore normally. I can do that, but for the exact sizings, it's always better to prepare a little bit in advance, and that's what I was doing here. And the second thing that I am also planning is to make a small platform here. It doesn't really have that much of a function, what I'm planning here. It's more of a small platform, I would say, where I can stand, and maybe we have a open air lounge, just because I was planning to have a fireworks display over in the roof of the trading hall. However, if you want to stand here and watch the fireworks, it doesn't work because the fireworks have a really low render distance. And yeah, so that doesn't work. So I have to make a small platform, and on top of that I can also make maybe a shooting site for the fireworks up here, maybe up there, so then we can be completely surrounded by different fireworks if I want to make a fireworks show. Yeah, that's a rough idea for now, but I first want to get up the platform, the viewing platform for the fireworks. But before we do that, I don't really have an idea on how I want to do it. So let me focus first on the pumpkin farm, and then we can see what we can do over there. But yeah, I'll collect the materials for the pumpkin farm and also for the platform below it just now, and then I'll hit the time lapse and we'll see each other when the pumpkin farm is done. So let's go! now, and that's about it for the old pumpkin farm. I just need to see where I need to make the temporary lighting. That's about here, I guess. I normally mark these lightings with a glowstone and a moss carpet on top, so that I am sure that no mobs can spawn in this area. Here's one missing. This is another one. One glowstone, one moss carpet. Over there we have everything. Yes, but that was the old pumpkin farm. I just did the last harvest. And I also demolished everything here. The acres here, they should go away. Hello, Mr. Enderman. Why are you here? And why do you have a grass block in your hands? Oh, come on. I hope that grass block comes from down there somewhere, not from up here. Yeah, too often these Endermen just take grass blocks that they aren't supposed to. But yeah, as I was saying, the pumpkin farm over there is no more. For that, we now have the automatic pumpkin farm on the water. And I don't know if the first pumpkins did already harvest. Yes, they did. The first 6 pumpkins already harvested. I guess I need to check how to access the chests well, because I just noted that, of course, here these chests are the first to fill. Yeah. Maybe I'll change a bit the order of the chests around, in which way the hoppers will fill the chests. I can do that. Maybe I can turn it around and make the hopper line go in this way, direction, so that the chests are going over there. Maybe that would be a thing if I'm too annoyed by it, but for now I think it's fine. And yeah, we have the pumpkin farm. That's really nice. And then the last part of the docks, as I would say it. And here I want to do something different than the buildings that we did up to now. And I'm not sure if I have the correct idea right now. I have rough ideas, but I'm not really confident about weighing this idea right now directly on the server here. Maybe I go over to my test world and play a bit around with the concepts. So I will delay this. Maybe I think I will delay it even into the next episode. So for now, I think I will just sort out my inventory, and then I can get over to the shopping district and show you guys something that I already did completely off camera, just because I felt like building a bit more. And yeah, I will just show you the results. That was not something that I did because I wanted to do it for the sake of the videos. I just felt like, hey, I want to build something, and I did a really grindy project that is now also finished, and I'll head over and show it to you. So see you in the shopping district. So here we are in the western part of the shopping district. What you see behind me is the backside of the pumpkin from the Halloween event. That one is still standing. To the left there is the site where the corn maze used to be. That one is not standing anymore. However, on the outer edge of this side of the shopping district, I did a little bit of building outside of my regular recordings, just because I felt like it. And you now see that there's a path leading up here onto this raised terrain here. I don't really know how I want to connect it to the shopping district. The best idea would be to go through the former corn maze. However, I'm not sure on whether someone else wants to use that area or not. I don't know, so I have to ask the other players. And yeah, if you come up here, we have a little bit of some decoration here with some custom trees, some lamps here that turn on in the nighttime. And over here we have the entrance to a minigame that I've created. Welcome to Cave Escape. This is a rather easy parkour course made by Mr. Tiger, yes, by me. No prizes to be won, just enjoy the challenge. Feedback on difficulty would be appreciated, have fun. To start, crouch on the wool block, then make your way through the parkour up to the exit. Take off your elytra during the run, food is allowed, and of course, also no breaking of any blocks. Yeah, so I've created this parkour course a couple of weeks ago already. I just didn't record it because it was a project that I was like, yeah, I want to build something while I am watching a series on the side, and I want to have a project here. And I did a lot of digging out, mostly on my own. I had one session where Will joined me, and that was a really nice session of some digging. And yeah, into these caves that I've dug out down there, I have made a parkour course, and I personally really like parkour. I also do speedrun attempts on some of the more popular parkour maps here in Minecraft, and I think that I'm, well, definitely not the best or anything, but I tend to get quite good right now. And I have also thought about, yeah, maybe I could make a parkour map of my own. And yeah, I just thought, hey, if we are here on the server, maybe I could make a small course for myself and for the other players to see how good we are. And I thought it should be rather easy, and I have said feedback on difficulty would be appreciated. And yeah, during the weeks that this course is already up, Easy Tiger says, sigh. Health attempts 1. Health deaths 1. I was stuck in there for 30 freaking minutes. I'm sorry, Heath. I'm sorry. I thought it was a little bit of an easier course. And I also had 2 other players, Will and Zenny, try out the course beforehand, before I opened it. And yeah, they didn't have that many problems through there, so I thought it actually was a little bit of easier. But yeah, I think I have to consider the skill gaps that some players have on the server, which isn't a bad thing. There are players that are better in parkour, there are players that are better in building. Well, I'm not that good in building, so maybe that's the strength of some other players, and I have maybe my strength where other players are not as good. But anyways, I can show you the parkour course, Cave Escape, and we still have the wool teleporter, so if I crouch here I get teleported down into the caves, and then I have to make my way out. Of course I need to get out my elytra, and I'll just show you a really quick run here. I hope I won't make any mistakes, so let's just go here through the, let's say, trial chamber-like section into the small section which I would dub the mines. You can jump over the ores here. So you have to go around here because you don't really have access to the exit from down there. You have to use this one. And over here you have to use the double slime jump into this corner to just get up here. Then turn around here onto the fence so that you can use the walls here. And then it goes over to here into these parts. There aren't that many really hard jumps in here. Most of these are first tries for me. And that's about it from this part. Then you can go over the diagonals here onto this part. Then you have another slime jump. Everything you've just seen is dug out by hand. So that part, everything down there, I have dug out the rooms by hand. And this right here is now a naturally generated cave, which is connected to the exit up above. And there you have to go over this direction here. And I've modified the cave so that the regular exits are closed off. So for example, you see this wall over there. You cannot access that unless you go over from these platforms here. And yeah, then you have to go over from here, these corner jumps. They tend to be a little bit on the harder side, the corner jumps, and this one is also one of the a bit harder jumps. Maybe I should mark this block here as the one where you have to go. There are some techniques that you can use as a parkour mapper. And yeah, then you go up here, over there, and through this cave section over the water. You can use the drip leaves, and then you can use the azaleas here to exit the cave. And yeah, that's about it from this parkour course. And yeah, it is not the best course that I could do, I think. I think I can do better, but it is the first one that I've ever did, so I'm quite glad how it turned out, and I think it is a quite good job for the first time I've ever did a parkour course on my own. So yeah, I really like it, and I hope the other players on the server also enjoy it, if they want to just go for it from time to time. And yeah, I just wanted to show it to you because technically I didn't do it during the recordings for the episodes, but it is something that I just like to do from time to time, just get onto a project, focus on the project, and just push through it without having to worry about what can I show on the recordings, what can I record at all. All the digging down there would have been far too boring, so I maybe could have time-lapsed it, but well, I didn't want to start the time-lapses. Yada yada yada. Anyways, I think it turned out really well, and from time to time I might do some more of these projects where I just start building and show you the finished results here on the server. And yeah, I think that's about it, and now the lights are turning on. So it is turning dark, and I think that's also everything that I have for today's episode. So we did a quite good amount of work in my base, and I will continue on that one in the next episode. Maybe focusing a bit more on the details, but I will see what we can do then. Until next time, I thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, I would really like if you left a like, and also if you subscribed to my new Minecraft YouTube channel. And yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching, and have a good one, everyone. Bye for now.